Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot messages are connected to our higher selves. Now, I suspect that most of you that watch tarot videos do know what your higher self is, but essentially, it's just our soul self, the part of us that is unaffected by the human world, by our past pains, mistakes, traumas, all the things that have happened to us that have shaped us and molded us as human beings. It's the purest part of us that's very much connected to the universe and God source energy that is pure and only sees our potential and sees us through the lens of love. So we're going to look at messages from our higher self, that soul self that wants us to know or understand things through their vision about what's going to be best for us moving forward, what we need to know, what we need to understand, without all the complication of our human psyche and situations and past in the way. So give yourself a second to feel into messages 1 through 3, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. What do message 1's higher selves have to say? What do they want them to know? Message 1. Serena, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. Okay. So if your higher self could come in right now and tap you on the shoulder, they'd say, we want you to put down your fears and your worries around money and financial things. We've got you covered. We recognize that I shouldn't say we, it's because it's your higher self, but they recognize that you can't see that everything is going to be fine, that everything will work out in your favor, but it does require you to have faith and trust, because the more we lean into lack mentality and negative thinking, the more likely we are to draw that kind of energy to us and perhaps delay good fortune that's coming our way. But you're being asked to have faith and trust that all your needs will be met, that any financial fears and worries that you're experiencing right now are going to get sorted out. And as this says, God is in charge of how that's going to happen. But let's pull some more cards. Okay. I, again, will apologize in advance if you've been watching my videos. I've been struggling with a really nasty cold, coughing, sneezing, plugged ears, the whole 9 yards. I haven't had a cold this bad in a really long time. So if I cough and sneeze and sniff, I apologize. I know it's annoying, but I'm not quite out of the woods with this cold yet. All right. Fox and adaptability. Adapt to the changes that are happening. And eagle and spirit. Trust in your higher self. That's so funny because this is a higher self reading. Actually, I'll show you that. So definitely there's a bit of a disconnect here from your higher self, from your intuitive voice, that soul part of you that just knows that everything is really going to be okay and things are going to work out. And that, yes, you're also being told by your higher self, by that soul self, that you need to look at where you might need to be a little bit more flexible to maybe help move the situation along, so that you're kind of creating energy around opportunity when it comes to creating positive changes as far as your financial life goes. Yeah, trust in your higher self. It almost makes me wonder, too, if some of you have received some sort of insight, but maybe you're ignoring it, or some sort of intuitive idea, inspiration. And again, you're maybe like, no, that can't be it. That's not right. Either way, you're being asked to have faith and to trust and to be open to whatever comes through for you. Whatever little nudges you do receive, to trust that they're divinely orchestrated, and that this is spirit speaking to you and through you. This is your higher self kind of whispering in your ear, like, this is the way we want you to go. This is what we want you to look at. You know, not fighting change, flowing with it. There's something about that too, I feel, for some of you. Like maybe there's some fear around the changes that could be potentially coming up for you. resistance of sorts. And actually the best way through is to lean into these changes, to accept them. But we'll see what else comes out for you guys. Yeah. You know what would be a good affirmation for you guys? I don't know how, but I know that it will. Like, I don't know how I'm going to receive the money that I need. I don't know how things are going to be made more stable in my life, but I know that they will. I don't know how, but I know that it will. It's such a simple phrase, but I feel like it would bring great benefit to you, especially when you catch yourself in the fearful thinking. Wow. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Nice. So you do have clear vision. You are clairvoyantly connected. You've probably received some images and snapshots that have shown up in your mind's eye, and they are trying to guide you. They're showing you the way forward. But I think that there's a disconnect from you trusting this thing, especially when we've got ego spirit, right? Trusting your higher self, like just disregarding it. Like, that can't possibly be what I need to be doing or the direction I need to follow, but I think it is. And you do have a lot of spiritual power within you and gifts to utilize. Oh, okay. Fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. Okay. So vegan, vegetarian, and a lot of people freak out when they see this, like you're being told that you shouldn't eat meat anymore. Now, maybe for some of you, you've been contemplating it, and this is your confirmation that, yes, that's a good idea. But for others, this isn't about giving up meat necessarily. It's just about incorporating more fruits and vegetables, because anything that grows on the earth plane holds a lot of light. And this is saying that it will actually elevate your frequency to where you are trusting in your higher self. Your clairvoyant abilities are opening. You're receiving vision about how to move forward, how to adapt to the changes, and how to maybe move your situation forward more quickly. Because I keep coming back to that. Things could move more quickly, but we need to shift mindset, and we need to get back into trust and faith that everything that you're worried about when it comes to your money has a solution, and that they're forthcoming. And I really think some of you have tapped into it already. But yes, eating high vibrational foods will help lift up your life force energy, make you lighter in general. And I think it's just going to help your vision open up more. It's going to help you feel more connected to your higher self, to your spirit, your soul, whatever word resonates with you most. Yeah, and I think it will just help you be able to put your worries and fears around money to bed, and just bring those solutions in much quicker. Kinship, community, your group. Okay, in the reverse, family tree, and it's expansion and legacy. Elementals, nature spirits, and the 4 elements. Soulful appreciation in the reverse, and it's heartfelt gratitude. If you look at the card, on one side you've got money, and the other side you've got that butterfly, which is transformation and change, right? And we're worried about money here. A lot of green here too, nature colors, trees and such. I feel like that could be important, especially with that green energy up here too. Okay, currents of emotions, uncontrolled feelings. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, teacher, learning a new path. All right, I find that really interesting. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just pop that there because I feel like it's important. All right, let's talk about this message 1. Okay, message 1. You know, I think you really, really want and desire to leave a lasting legacy with not just for yourself, but for those that you care about, your community, your group, your family, wanting to leave that legacy, wanting to leave behind not just a wealth of money. Yes, that's definitely here, but I also think a legacy of like wisdom and love and the way that things were done. And I think there's a bit of a disconnect from your passion and purpose as well here, more that you could be utilizing and leaning into around that will bring about this abundance. But I think there's some fear with it. I also think that you've been through some hard things where you have felt the weight of everybody else's worries and concerns, like they depend on you in some kind of way. That's created an imbalance. It's caused you to forget the things that you have right in front of you to be grateful for, to notice that's really good for you, that is positive, that you could probably lean on in some way too. Because I'm getting this feeling of look again energy, that there's more resources around you than you realize. Because of this, your emotions are all over the place, which makes sense. When we're in fear and we're not sure how we're going to sort something out, how we're going to be able to make ends meet, how we feel like maybe we're leading others, but we're failing them in some way, that's a lot to take on, and it's a lot of pressure. But I feel like where there's a will, there is a way, and Spirit is saying you have tapped into this, or you're about to, and you need to trust it. You need to vibrate a little higher so that you can connect to this wisdom, to this energy, quell those emotions, find balance, in your personal fire. Emotions, that's water, your mind, the air elements, right? And then earth, being grounded, an imbalance there, right? Needing to bring it all together. I also think the group together, because we've got teacher, that was the underbelly, right? Learning a new path. I think that you yourself embody and encompass the energy of the teacher, the one who leads. But I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect from that part of yourself, that empowered part of yourself, because of these fears around your situation. What am I leaving behind? What's the legacy going to be? How am I going to expand on these things when I don't have the money or the means or the resources? But again, I think that this message here from your higher self is saying, we want you to just go for these things. We want you to follow your inspirations and nudges. We want you to show up fully in your light, in your truth, and embody all the best parts of you that I feel like you've left to the side for far too long. Bring them back out, gifts, talents, vision. It's what's needed to make your situation grow and expand so that you can leave that lasting legacy for your community, for your family. But I feel that we're just really stuck right now in what's not working. And it's hard to see the forest through the trees, right? Because we're in the currents of emotion, worries, fears. We're forgetting the good little things that we have around us to stay grateful for, to stay in gratitude around, which is always an uplifting energy. I would say one of the best things that you could do right now, message one, is remind yourself of the things that are working, the things that you have to be grateful for at this time, just to sort of snap you out of that negative thinking and the worry and the fear. Eating more foods that are lighter, that are going to be good for your body, mind, and soul, so that you can connect to this vision and see your way through. I definitely feel like you're being helped in a very big way, though you can't seem to feel that energy right now. There's a big disconnect there for you. And again, I'm pulled back to this, adapt to the changes that are happening. So again, if there's some resistance for some of you, allow yourself to let go a little bit, because I think you're meant to flow through these changes, because there's more positivity. There is positive things on the other side of these changes, almost like blessings in disguise, which gets frustrating at times, I know, but it's meant to lead you to something better. And I think that you are about to learn a new path where you're the leader. I also get the impression a lot of you already are, with that weight of the world I feel on your shoulders. But I feel like what's coming for you is a leadership that you feel good about, that is more connected to your soul, to your higher self, to your gifts, talents, and passion, and your purpose in this world, that you were meant to evolve in some way for the greater good of all. I think you're a very spiritually connected person normally here, message one, and your soul self is like, it's time to integrate me back into your body, get us grounded, bringing all these elements of ourselves together again to move through and adapt through these new things coming at these changes, so that we can bring in the abundance that you so deserve. because I feel like it's been a minute since you've been able to feel that sense of pride and accomplishment and like sense of stability and security. This is general, so that won't resonate with all of you, but I definitely feel like in your mind, this is something that's just always eluding you. I keep coming back to this energy of something that my family would be proud of, something that I can be proud of. And I almost wonder if that's if there's some sort of messaging here that you really haven't been bringing enough of your natural gifts and talents to the surface in this situation. I don't know why I keep feeling like that. We will assist you in helping the important people in your life. Use love. And it's the number 44. Giraffes are also connected to the third eye. So higher vision, where they can stretch their necks up and see what's coming from miles away. You really do have this ability, this gift, this talent, message 1. It's time to start utilizing it and trusting your vision. And it's also really connected to this community, your group, family tree, wanting to leave a legacy, right? We will assist you in helping the important people in your life. Use love. Definitely wanting to leave behind something really good for those you care about, those that matter to you, that legacy energy. It also just with that use love, adapting to change. Like, again, I keep that resistant energy. Maybe take a step back and say, okay, where am I being really resistant to change? Why am I resistant to it? Because understanding that might help you to relax that energy a little bit and go with the flow more. We are easing the blockage, which is holding you back. Go for it. And it's the number 14. Yeah, there's something that you need. There's some area where you need to go with the flow, relax your energy a little bit more. Absolutely start trusting your vision and where you're being led and guided, especially if it's out of the box, if it's not the norm, if it's like something that you might fear a little bit. They say if your dreams aren't big enough, they don't scare you a little bit. I feel like you should absolutely be trusting yourself, your wants, your inspirations more, bringing them out more. Which is holding you back. Go for it. Where are you holding yourself back? Message 1. What specifically are you not saying, doing, trying, or resisting? This is going to be the key to unlocking this energy so that you can start receiving more abundance and the money that you need, getting things moving. All right. Let's pull another card here. Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. And that is also very connected to adaptability, adapting to change. What needs to be changed to make the situation better, stronger? Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. Yeah. Take a step back. Where could it be a little bit more solidified? What might need to be shifted or changed? What parts of you in this plan might you have not brought out that you are very good at, that is very connected to your purpose and your talents, I feel like, that might need to be infused more into this plan, that maybe you held back with, that is holding you back. But you're being told by your higher self, it's time to take a bit of a time out. Don't rush or push anything for fear that you might miss out on a financial opportunity or gain by not rushing a situation. You're being asked to slow down, pause, go over things again, make some changes, trust in your vision and your talents and your gifts. You have them. They're suppressed. Do good things for your body. Stay in gratitude as much as you possibly can. even through the emotional turmoil. And I feel like your ships come in quicker as a result of that. It's like, it sort of feels like time's not running out, even if it feels like it is to you. I really think, message one, that once you can identify the thing that is holding you back, the fear around it, the worry around it, things just start to move at a much more accelerated pace in a positive, good way. But know that you're not running out of time at the moment, that you're being asked to go back over to make the necessary changes, to bring as much of your true, authentic self to the table and look at where you held back in that area. And know and trust that Spirit really does have your back, that you do have the vision and the map in your mind to follow that should be trusted for you to move forward with the situation. But there is a block there. All right, let's just cap this off with a postcard from Spirit, from my beautiful message ones. And you're definitely a teacher and a leader of sorts. Most definitely. And I think there's a part of you that's going to embrace that even more, but in the most authentic way to date for you. Learning a new path. Oh, geez, I kind of lost myself here. All right. Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws, and we view the creations of Spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of a unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and human, complex or simple, it doesn't matter. There's always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. And then it says loving you like crazy. So maybe that's part of it. Too staunch in your idea of how something should be, or that you're afraid to get going on something because you have perfectionism tendencies. And it's time to let that go. Nothing is ever going to be truly perfect. You just want it to be authentic and you want it to feel right and good. And I also think there's a bit of a message here of being open to your community as well here, what they have to say and anything that they might bring to the table that can be really good for the situation. Yeah. It says too, like, I'm really drawn to the, you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and let others be who they are too. Yeah, all is well. All is much better than you think. I do get the sense that some of you feel like you're running out of time, but this is your message from your higher self letting you know, stop, pause, get yourself in a really good way, mind, body, soul, balanced again, so that we can open up that vision, you can trust it and start moving towards it and call in that abundance so that you can leave the legacy that you desire. And I absolutely think this is all possible for you, but there's just some tweaks that need to happen before this starts to completely unfold. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. What do my message 2 choosers, higher selves, want them to know? What does message 2 need to know? What is their higher self trying to tell them? Akasha, you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. Nice. Okay. So this is showing up. It's probably that you want to be, or you're being asked to be, doing more of this, stepping more into your passion, your purpose, your spiritual gifts and abilities. So you might be holding back a little bit on this. And this is your higher self's way of letting you know that the time is now to step more fully into who you are and encompass and embody that soul energy, the blueprint that you brought into this earth plane, and start utilizing it for the betterment of many. I feel here for my message to choosers. Also, I think sometimes it's just a confirmation. If you're doubting yourself, look at the way that you've shown up in your life. You're probably somebody who people naturally gravitate towards for advice. They feel more comforted in your present. They feel like you've always got some wisdom that they can utilize for their best and highest good as a result of your inner knowing and of the energy that you are, that you bring, the things that you bring to the table for them, how you show up for them. Like, it might even be that you don't even realize it, but you're probably already helping so many people just by your insights, the wisdom you have to share, your inner knowing. I definitely feel like a lot of you are very connected by way of the crown chakra, like almost like you're channeling divine wisdom often, whether you realize it or not. And it really benefits other people. But I also think some of you are probably doubting that you're able to do this, or that you're even as spiritually connected as you are. Squirrel and preparation. Get ready for big changes. Nice. Lizard and dream time. Pay attention to your dreams and visions. Yeah, wow. You are probably going through somewhat of an awakening of sorts. Either that or just an up leveling. I'm almost feeling like that Kundalini, is it Kundalini energy, where it's almost like the snake that's shedding skin and you're becoming the best version of yourself, like another layer of old, worn out, outdated beliefs and systems that you've maybe held on to up until now are being shed, are being let go of, being released, awakening more, embodying more of who you truly are. And it's time to keep a dream journal beside the bed, message too. And because you should be paying attention to them. They are definitely signposts from your spirit team, from your higher self, showing you the way forward, showing you how to prepare and get ready for big changes. I also feel like this kind of energy shows up for those of us when we're about to go through a big shift in our energy and have more spiritual experiences. It's sort of like a heads up. Do not be scared. This is a positive thing, even though at times it might feel uncomfortable. But I keep hearing that song. I forget how it goes. I'm trying to think of the lyrics. I have the music in my head. It's something about go ahead and shine, and how you've been hiding in the shadows for far too long. So I can't remember the lyrics. I'm sorry, I'm screwing that up. But I'm hearing the music in my head. So I think that's meant for you. That's a message for you. Oh, on the bottom, adapt to the changes. Get ready for big changes. It's time to prepare. Big message for you guys. Your higher self definitely wants you to be getting ready for this, preparing for this. Body, mind, soul, it feels like to me, and really paying attention to your dreams and your visions. Psychic visions, definitely, but dreams too, because I feel like it's like almost prophetic for you. So I keep that dream journal beside the bed. Yeah, and you're going to be called to help other people to awaken themselves. You're definitely that divine spiritual teacher here. Okay, let's pull some angel therapy cards here for you guys. I do apologize with the sniffing, and if I start coughing, I'm still nursing this very horrible cold that I've had. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Yep. Pay attention to your dreams and visions. So not only, I think, Are you connecting in through your crown, but you're also through your third eye vision? And if that's not feeling like a thing to you right now, I feel like it's going to become one. And again, it's this feeling of don't be afraid of it. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight. For your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Wow. So just so you know, message 2, you are extremely spiritually inclined. A lot of those clairsentience, clairvoyance, I can't think of them all right now, of course, like I'm a claircognizance, clairaudience, hearing. All of this is about to be opened up even more than it already is. And I do think for some of you it already is. I wonder if this scares you a bit, though, because I keep coming back to that, some fear around this. Maybe for how some of you are going to be perceived as well. And, you know, since this is essentially a message from your higher self, I feel like they're giving this heads up that these things might rattle you a bit. They might be a little destabilizing, induce a little bit of fear and second guessing yourself. But this is what we're preparing for, right? We're getting ready for this broader awakening and shedding of an old self to happen so that you can really step up more fully into your divine life mission. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. This is God Box, and it says, write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God Box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. Yeah, you might be throwing up some blocks unconsciously for fear that, like, this is weird. I don't want to, I'm a little bit concerned about how this is going to be perceived and what it's going to mean for me, because it is going to bring about big changes. I am going to have to take a lot of, what am I trying to say here? I feel like for some of you, there's a fear around your power. And, you know, a lot of times we think it's the fear of how we're going to be judged. Yes, I feel like that's here too. But it's fear of your own power. This is what I think I've been trying to say. I apologize. I'm kind of like all over the place. But I think some of you fear your own power and what it means to fully embody that power going forward. This is why you want to take some time to write a letter and stick it into a God box, or you can even just burn it, or some people douse it underwater as a way of letting it out of you, giving it over to God and saying, okay, and now I've handed it to you. These are my fears. These are my worries. These are my desires. Now I'm going to let go and let God. I think that would be a really good idea, because your higher self came in to say that we see the fears and the worries that are holding you back, but you are meant to embody this spiritual teacher energy. You are a guide. You are somebody who has a lot of psychic gifts, and we want to bring them out even more. We want you to start trusting them even more, because the time is now. It's sort of like, I keep thinking of soul contracts too. Like, I'm like, you've signed the soul contract to come here and to do this. And maybe you've been pushing off the timing. I really believe that because we have free will, we can push back the timing of things. Sometimes we're pushing back the timing of meeting somebody or healing something, right? Because we're just not quite there. And I feel like Spirit's kind of jumped in to say, your higher self, we don't want you pushing the timeline back on this one. We want you to get ready for things. Wisdom of the Magi, mental clarity. Wow. Family tree, expanding legacy, expansion and legacy. In the reverse, I'm wondering if some of you are lacking some support here. Attachment in the reverse, longing and desperation, but that's in the reverse, so that's good. Kinship, community, and your group. And in the reverse, goddess of dreams. Vision, intuition, and receptivity in the reverse. Okay. All right, message 2. I definitely think that some of you guys are fearing your gifts and talents and you're not trusting them excuse me, you're not trusting them as much as you should be. And so there's a block there, right? This is why we need to do this God box ritual type thing where we're releasing all these fears and worries and concerns, especially around your owning your own power and stepping into it fully, but also that fear of judgment from others. Because it looks like you've done some hard work here under this, like embodying more of your true self, your authentic self, and becoming more and more of this magi, this person with the mental clarity, the wisdom, spiritual and psychic gifts. I think that you've been lacking support, and I think that you've recently been able to find a way through detaching from people and situations and ideas and thoughts and beliefs that are not good for you, but we still have a little ways to go, right? To not get too caught up in what's been, right? Because I also think like there's a bit of a fear of the change, what it's going to look like going forward. Even when we know we need to change and we feel our soul calling us to change and grow and evolve, we can get really resistant to it because it means stepping outside of our comfort zone into the unknown and just trusting that it's all going to work out okay. So we can, even when we know we're not comfortable where we are anymore and we're ready to grow, we can get really attached to the way it's been. We get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Unfortunately, us humans do that. And I think there's a little bit of that here as well. But you're definitely getting the very big message that you are very psychically inclined, very, very spiritually and divinely connected, that you have a much higher purpose than what you're currently doing right now, that there's some fear that is cutting you off and blocking you from your spiritual receptivity, your intuition, your vision. And it really wants to be expanded right now. And your soul self has jumped in to say, it is time. It's time. Let's heal out the parts that are in fear and afraid of your own power and get ready for these changes. Okay. Go out and plant new life seeds. Sow for your future. Yeah. And with that legacy and expansion, I feel like that's very connected to that. Well, I do think for some of you're lacking support in this, and that could definitely create fear. And there's attachment. I don't want to disappoint people, or I don't want to lose people as a result of me fully being myself authentically and stepping into these powers. But I also feel like you genuinely want to leave a lasting legacy, one that you can be proud of. This showed up in message 1 too. But this is saying go out and plant new life seeds that you can sow for your future and create that legacy, one that you're proud of, one that's authentic to you. Stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. And that means your spirit team, right? You've got community, your group, and kinship here. Message 2 for you guys. I feel like maybe you don't have that support on the physical plane right now, like in your day-to-day life. I think there are some for some of you where you're like, I do. I have a few. But for others, I feel like this kinship, this community, this is a spiritual community. And they're rallying around you right now. Like up-leveling your sense of courage, autonomy, strength, and in self-empowerment. As it says, stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. You're being championed right now, even if you can't feel it, even if you're feeling a little alone or isolated. Because this is general, I feel like for some of you, there's a sense of kinship and community coming in as a result of you doing this spiritual work and allowing this awakening to be fully realized and to happen. But for others, I definitely think that you've been lacking this support, and it wants to show up for you. It's going to come in. You have it spiritually, but soon it's going to be physically as well. I'm sure that there are some of you out there that do have at least 1 or 2 people in your corner that you can lean on. Look to who those helpers are right now. This is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. Right? wisdom of the Magi, clairvoyance, getting prepared, writing away your worries. Like, this is very, very connected. So what's not working out, or where you might have to be going into excuse me, fight energy a little bit to defend what you know is right. Stay the course with that. Who's ever troubling you or whatever is causing you grief right now is about to be shifted. And these hardships that you've had to deal with, there's a reason for it. As much as it sucks to hear that, there's been a reason for it. Again, this is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. Yeah. Yeah. So if you had a direction all set out or thought up, or you thought was going to be the way to go towards something to embody this more, and it's not working out, trust that there's a reason for that. What do they say? God's redirection is God's protection. It feels like that for sure. On the front of that postcard, this is a final message here, a postcard from Spirit. There's a butterfly on the front. Okay, dear you, there is a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. If you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is surrender and non-resistance. Soon enough, you'll see how easy it is to flow around it. Now is one of those times when you must trust the river of your life. Go with the flow, and in no time, you'll reach what you have your heart and hopes set on. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for a greater effort, you'll know exactly when you'll need to work those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycles of your life, but as you develop your skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust those currents, for we're right there with you with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success. Excuse me, my goodness. I love you so very much. That is such a good message. Yeah, going with the flow seems to be a consistent message so far with message 1 and message 2, you guys as well. Going with the flow, allowing, trusting in the timing that whatever you're going through is a blessing in disguise. You're being redirected. You're being up-leveled. You're asked to get prepared in the best possible way for this new beginning that's going to show up for you guys. But I come back to authenticity. You must be your authentic self. Yeah. As it says, you must trust the river of your life and go with the flow. And there's a balance between activity and rest. And I really think that you guys are being asked to take a bit of a time out so that you can receive this like spiritual upgrade to your body, to your clairs. They're going to open and expand even more, which is only going to benefit you moving forward. I apologize for all the coughing and crazy. All right. I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. And I highly recommend doing the God Box ritual. Writing down all your fears, your worries, concerns, as well as your desires, and then giving them over to God. Even maybe state, I let go and let God, it's out of my hands. And so it is, and so it shall be. All right, guys, I really am going to leave that there. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care. Hello, message 3. What do my message 3 choosers, higher selves, want them to know? What messages are there for my beautiful message 3s? Okay. Desiree, it says, no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help guide and comfort you. Okay. All right. So a bit of a confirmation here from your soul self, suggesting that now is not the best timing for something that you might have been considering or wanting to do or know about. And this is your soul self, your higher self saying, no, you, on some level, you know, this isn't the best time. Trust that. Stop, wait, pause. Something needs to be sorted or worked out right now before you take any action on any one thing. All right. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help you. Other options. So if you're about to make a big decision or feel like you have to make a decision around something, this could also just be a heads up that the decision that you're looking to make or the option that you're looking to choose might not be for your best and highest good. It might not be the best one. So again, it's about waiting to see what else shows up. Give yourself some time. All right. I feel like, especially with that, like, where it says allow the angels to guide and comfort you, could be really frustrating. Like there might even be some fear within you that you might be letting an opportunity pass you by, but I definitely don't think that's the case here. Message 3. It's best that you wait. Okay, raccoon and resourcefulness. You have all the resources you need. I'm almost wondering if some of you are in fear of missing an opportunity, or you feel like you have to choose the one that you've just been currently offered, or the option that's right in front of you right now, that low-hanging fruit energy. This is sort of like, look again, you have more options than you think. You're more resourceful than you think. It's sort of like this vibe of maybe not settling for something, for that, again, that low-hanging fruit option, so to speak. Black Panther and passion. Follow your passion. Okay, yeah, I definitely think that there's your soul self, your higher self is saying, we see that you might be about to settle on something, to make a decision just for the sake of making a decision, or maybe for fear of that, or because you don't feel like you have any other options right now. There are better ones coming. Now is not the time to choose less than what you deserve, less than what's going to be best for you in the long run. There's something about leaning more into what you're passionate about, taking a risk there and following it and trusting it, and know that you don't have to settle, that you do have the resources to follow said passion, even if you can't see it right now. And I keep coming back to, if some of you felt like or feel like you've missed an opportunity and it's bothered you or upset you, I really want to reiterate, I don't think that you did. I think it's almost more like you dodged a bullet in some kind of way. Black Panther energy has been showing up a lot, and they're so good at navigating the unknown, their energy of finding their way through that darkness into the light, towards the best thing, finding a way to embody that energy. Call the Black Panther in by your side at this time. I don't know why, but I feel like that's a really good idea to help you find these resources and connect to them too. Yeah, I just think that you've got a better option waiting on the outside of where you are right now. And your higher self knows this. Your higher self can see this. Okay, crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas, as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. There's been a lot of this kind of energy of dismissing what we know, our own clear cognizance, our own intuition, pushing it to the side for fear that it can't actually be true or right, and it is for you. So whatever ideas, whatever sparks of inspiration that you have that will allow you to follow your passion more fully and completely and lead you to that resourcefulness and the resources that you need, trust it, pay attention to it, follow those inklings. As it says, they're sent as answers to your prayers. Wow, there's been a overlap, and it's only 3 messages, but there's been a lot of overlap, and I feel like that's why I was only going to do 3 today, because I had this vibe that messages were going to overlap. And so I say that to say, if you were struggling between which one to pick and it wasn't just coming intuitively, that could be why. We've got vegetarian and vegan. Fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. This came out in the exact same position in one of the other messages as well. So This is not telling you that you shouldn't eat meat anymore or that you have to actually become a vegetarian or a vegan, though maybe some of you have been considering it or thinking about it. And this would be sort of a confirmation like, yeah, you should do that. But for others, it's just about incorporating more vegetables and fruits into our diets because they grow in this earth and they grow by light and they hold more light. And so when we consume them, we too end up holding more light, and it raises our frequency and it makes us more spiritually open, right? Thinking of connecting within to that crown chakra and trusting that divine wisdom coming through. So it's really just like a tool to utilize to make you more and to help you be more rather connected to your highest self, to that wisdom, to the understanding, that divine direction that wants to come through. Yeah. You know, I also feel like spending time near water for some of you, if you can, would be such a good idea. For some reason, I feel like for my message 3 choosers, it really makes you feel more connected to your soul, to your higher self. So if you can't get near an ocean or a lake, even just making some space for some salt baths at home, I feel like this would be so healing and good for you, elevating. And I just think it really would help you connect in to the higher mind, to your higher self's wisdom and guidance right now. All right. Let's pull some more cards. I keep feeling and thinking about wise ones, the wise ones, wise person energy, holding a lot of wisdom. But I wonder if you're blocking said wisdom. Like, I think you naturally have it and you're also being given it. But there's some sort of block there about why you don't trust it, perhaps. Something about that. Mindfulness. So this wisdom can come through, right? Creating a peaceful presence, quieting the mind, opening up to that wisdom. So necessary for you guys right now. Ancestors, historical connections, and purposes. So you might be about to embark on a passion that is in your DNA, it's in your blueprint. Even if it's not something that others have done in this lifetime that you're connected to, family members in this lifetime, it could be from a long time ago. You might have even connected to like a talent you have. You're like, I don't know why this is so easy for me, or it has come so easy to me. And that would be why, because you've done it before. You've been in a past life where this gift and talent was already cultivated, making it easier for you to tap into this one. But I also just think that you have the potential to connect to your ancestors at this time and receive their wisdom and their understanding. They say, hey, this is in your blueprint. We carry these gifts and talents. You know, this is something that you're passionate about too. We want to give you more of it. We want to show you how to cultivate and forge a path towards it. Yeah, okay. So conditions not being favorable. Now we've got prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance in the reverse. There is something that you can't see. There's a better way through, a better way forward. There's a disconnect from what would be best for you and how to follow it and connect to the resources around you and your passion. Definitely just a reiteration that now is not the time. You absolutely have the potential to tap into this energy. It's not at this moment. And so no hasty decisions, no settling for that low-hanging fruit. There are going to be better options. They haven't arrived quite yet. Yeah, divine presence. The effort of love and creation, and it's in the reverse. So this is what we need to sort out, right? We need to get you back into this energy where that love force, that divine force, energy, and presence is what's motivating you and pushing you towards your passion and seeing how to navigate it and how to tap into the resources and connect. It's what's missing, right? It's just asking for more mindfulness, more crown connection, more divine presence, right? And we've got some tools here about how to do that, right? Eating foods that hold more light will help raise your vibration. I really do feel something about the water. lakes and oceans and salt baths. I feel like it's going to be very healing and connected for you in so many ways. And then we've got personal guide in the reverse. Okay. And it says guardian angel spirit family. Needing to call them in. Call in your spirit guide. It's one thing to connect to your higher mind and your higher self. There's a lot of that showing up here, and that's the reading. But there's also a need to call in your spirit guide and make a connection there. Ask them to help you to see the truth, to connect to your passion, to notice what other options and resources that you currently haven't been able to notice or connect to. Calling them in right now for their love, their support, and their guidance, absolutely necessary to help you with your divine presence. I really think that whether you're aware of it or not, message 3, many of you have the potential to channel higher mind and wisdom. There's just a block there. So maybe looking at what created that block, what has caused you to not trust this information or to feel like you have to settle for less than what is best for you, that isn't connected to your real passion and purpose. For some reason, lack of mentality comes to my mind for some of you. This is general, so that might not make sense for all of you. All right, let's pull some more cards. Ooh. Okay. So this one flipped over, so we're going to take that. Put on your dancing shoes or walk along the beach. We encourage you to move. Okay, physical movement, also another thing that's going to be helpful and healing for you at this time. And I love that it's talking about the beach because I definitely feel that connection to water. Big deal for you guys, a really healing thing for you guys. And I think it's also a way that you really, truly do connect to your higher self, your soul self that has the wisdom, and also your spirit guides. Put on your dancing shoes or walk along the beach. We encourage you to move. Movement, eating lighter foods. These are the things that are going to help raise your vibration, connect to what's true, to the resources that you need so that you can actually follow your passion and not settle for less. Okay, I'm going to keep shuffling because I didn't actually finish. That one just flipped right over. Wow, this is a really strong message for you guys. Don't rush into making big decisions right now. Take your time. Cat energy. Black Panther, passion. Follow your passion, because whatever it is that you're considering or contemplating is not connected to your soul's purpose and passion, I feel. Message 3. It would just be you settling, maybe even for a lesser version of it, and there's something better. Do take some time to go into some healing energy around this, because I do think there's a little bit of disappointment here, and up level your energy. Do the walk along the beach, connect to the water, allow it to heal, incorporate more light foods. I feel like this is going to do so much for you, not just on the physical plane, but in your emotional body as well, and your spiritual body. You know, I also want to say, I feel like some of you might even have cat visitation. It feels like that, almost like, because we've got this cat here. We've got the Black Panther here. Could be a black cat, who knows? And then you've got personal guide here too. I almost feel like this embodiment of a personal spiritual guide through a cat. I know that probably sounds a little crazy and woo, but there's something to that for me, for some of you. So pay attention if cats cross your path. What you were thinking about, what you were feeling, what their energy is bringing to you. So here's where we're going to get to. The way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. I will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. I love that. Right? I think definitely there's been a bit of a disappointment here for some of you. No, the conditions weren't favorable for whatever that option was, or the option that you're about to choose that is less than what's best for you. The way forward is open. We need to connect to those resources, to the possibilities that are outside of what you've already been able to see or tap into. And this is exactly what your higher self wants to show you how to connect to. And it's definitely going to feel more passionate, more authentic, more connected to your gifts, your talents, your dreams. Yeah, I will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. Oop, I dropped that. I have to pick that up. Sorry, guys. Okay, guys, I definitely think that it's a good idea for you guys to take a bit of a time out, do some healing work, get into this, peaceful presence, quiet mind, divine connection again. And I think that you're going to be surprised at what ends up showing up for you as a result of doing just that. All right. I'm going to cap this off with a postcard from Spirit. Yeah, I just think that, as this says, you have all the resources you need and the possibilities are endless. You just haven't been able to see them. And your higher self wants to show you the way. Loud mind. Yeah, I wonder if some of you have a lot of air energy in your personal astrological charts where there's just overthinking. All right. So, there's quite a picture on the front of that. What does it say? It says hope floats. Dear you, oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous, but know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear, rather in spite of it, or even because of it. Step into the unknown now, let go of the branch that you are clinging to, and let Spirit take the wheel and help steer you to your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said. Take one step towards the gods, and they will take 10 towards you. We're all doing the destiny cha-cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Wow, that dance again. Loving you always. Oh, that's beautiful. Message 3. Time to dance in joy, right? So connected. Time to trust that you are being led to something better. Whatever didn't work out, or whatever thing or option that you were about to choose was not meant for you and was not the best thing for you. And it's not as connected to your passion and your purpose, and who you're meant to be authentically at this time, in this lifetime, in the best possible way. But you've got a lot of good things coming your way. Some of you might want to take a snapshot of that. It's just time to trust and know that whatever didn't work out, whatever didn't go in your favor, it's okay to feel a little bit of disappointment around that, but there is something better that you have not connected to yet, and you are going to be guided. But you taking the time out, quieting your mind, excuse me, giving yourself over to some of this healing energy and up-leveling of your energy. Take some time to dance and move your body. These things are going to shake off that old, heavy energy and bring in the new, where you can absolutely follow your passion. All right. I don't think I should ramble on anymore. I know I tend to do that. So I'm going to leave that there, and I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys.